Hi, I'm Steph, and this is a flow that you can do in a chair or with the assistance of a chair. So you can be seated on the floor here. I'm going to be sitting in a chair so my legs are just comfortable, arms are comfortable, shoulders rolled up and down the back. I'm just going to take a moment to drop into my breath and to bring myself into this space. So I'm thinking about dropping into my breath and taking my breath down a little lower maybe than normal. So if you tend to rise a lot in the shoulders, and you can test this just with your arms up, if your shoulders rise each time you inhale, what we're trying to do is pull the air a little bit lower. So you can take a hand here to feel that. Maybe take a hand up to the chest to make sure the chest isn't the main thing rising and falling. And now what I want you to do is start to bring the air a little bit lower. So you're bringing the air a little bit lower. And as you're breathing, you're also thinking about bringing yourself into your space right now. So wherever you are, arrive there. Leave anything that you have coming up, anything that you have that you've just done, kind of off your mat. Give yourself just this little bit of time to be in your body, breathing and moving with me. Just a few more breaths. Again, trying to pull it down low. Imagine your lower belly expanding with air like a balloon. Top hand stays still and steady. 2 more breaths. Last one. Gently bring your hands down. We're going to start with some shoulder rolls. So I'm going to reach the shoulders up towards my ears, roll them all the way down the back. And again, reaching them up, rolling them all the way down the back. One more. Reach and roll. And then the other way. Reach and roll. This is just working on that little bit of shoulder mobility, gently warming them up. You can notice if one side's a little stiffer than the other, just bring your awareness to that area. Good, find your center again. Now we do the sunrise breath. So sunrise breath, my palms face out. I inhale, sweeping my arms up. Exhale, clasp my hands. So I clasp them together just like this. And then I'm gonna turn them out. So I turn them out, inhale, press the heels of the palms out. Exhale, I'm gonna round, and as I round my spine, I'm pressing my hands forward. So my hands press away, I round my spine, and I drop my head slightly. Inhale, arms come open. Exhale, they come down. Again, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bring them down. Inhale, heels of the palms come up. Exhale, round it forward. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale down. This time, as we do it, really think about that breath. So the big inhale up, the exhale as you're clasping, the inhale pressing up, finding length, exhale rounding, inhale open, exhale down. Inhale, arms are going to come up halfway this time, so right halfway, in line with your shoulders, reach it over to the left. We're going to take it over to the right. So I can have my hand here for steadiness. I can bring my hand to my hip. Thinking about grounding down with the left hip. So I'm not letting myself shift fully over. I'm either reaching up like this or reaching over. If your shoulder mobility is limited here, you can keep it a little more forward as well. Okay? Reach it over. One more full breath. Big inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, reach it back up. Arms come wide, other side. So reach it over, take it over. Try and mimic so that we're lined up on both sides. So if you had one arm like this, try and do the other arm like this because we're slowly trying to balance them. So if you have a good arm, don't go extra, extra big. Just focus on bringing the body together. Couple more breaths. Big inhale. Full exhale. One more. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands come down. All right, so now we're going to stand it up and come behind the chair. So I'll move my chair for this. So I'm moving my chair slightly forward, right to the front of my mat. Coming to the front of your mat, The first thing we're gonna do is ground down through the right foot and the left foot is gonna rise up. Trying to find a balance. So it can be here, kickstand, up here. You can take it a little higher if you like. All you really need is a place where you're pressing in and able to steady yourself. One hand can come. If you're feeling confident, you can do two hands. If you want, you can keep one hand down for balance. Slowly bring your hand up as you inhale and open up the branches of your tree. So I'm steady through the standing leg. I'm trying to find length through the arm. I'm pressing in with the standing foot. And if you're down here as well, it's the same thing, right? You're using a little more support, but I'm thinking about that same motion. So I'm pressing down through the foot. I'm reaching up through the arm. I'm keeping my shoulder down, and I'm just trying to find some length and practice a little bit of balance here. One more full breath, big inhale. Full exhale. Now I gently take this hand down. What I'm gonna do is send this leg back. So I'm gonna start to trace this leg back. You can keep this right here. You can take the hands to center. You can start to shift it a little bit, and that can be with that chair support or with the hands pressed into this prayer position. So I'm just working out a little bit of balance. Now obviously we don't want to take the head down too low, but you can play around with how much you're focused on your balance here, using the chair for as much support as you need, maybe even reaching the arms long, finding your length here, pressing out through the back heel, reaching out through the fingers. Again, the chair is there for you whenever you need it. Drop into your steady focus, drop into your breath, big inhale. Full exhale, gently bring it down. Now we're gonna find the lunge position. So with the lunge, I want my ankle underneath my knee. I have my back leg lifted. You can bring it down if you need to. Right? But if you're working on a little bit of strength, we're gonna keep it lifted. Hands come to the chair, or hands come right here. Or maybe they lift up. So we do a lot of lifting in yoga, a lot of lifting and reaching, right? But we're keeping the shoulders steady, so it's building that strength. If this isn't accessible to you, you can always keep it here or here, all right? Move at your own pace. This is your practice, and it's your body doing yoga. Everybody has a yoga body. Find that length. Big inhale. Full exhale. And now we're going to take it into warrior two. So I'm going to come out wide like this, right? I'm going to adjust my feet. My ankle is underneath my knee. My back foot is back. Arms come out wide, just like this, or just like this if you have that chair to hold on to, okay? And if this is too much on the shoulder, we can be here as well. Gaze is out forward. So it's out over your fingers like this, or just looking straight ahead. Support yourself here. We're gonna move this a little bit. So I'll go over this version first. With both arms out, I turn the palms up. I straighten my front leg as I inhale. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more breath, inhale. Exhale. Good, if you're holding onto the chair, it's the same thing. We'll do 3 more, inhale. Exhale. You only move the back arm then, inhale. Exhale, looking back over. Last one, inhale. Exhale. And take those hands softly down. We'll come back into lunge one more time so you can hold the chair to steady yourself. Rising up with the arms if you're feeling up for that. Good, and then I'm going to take the hands down. I'm going to pivot my leg now so that my ankles are, not my ankles, my heels are in line and my toes are pointed out at a little bit of an angle. You can walk this in a little bit if you like as well. I'm going to keep this front leg pretty straight and I'm just going to lean in towards the chair a bit. You don't want to take the head down. You don't want to collapse the head down, right? We're keeping some length through the spine. We're keeping that lift. But as I bring my chest down forward a little bit, keeping my head long, you might start to feel some openness through the back of the front leg. That is what we're going for. This is a modified version of pyramid pose. Just keeping the head slightly more lifted. One more big inhale. Full exhale. Inhale all the way up. Good. Stepping up, trying to land it in tree one more time. So that same support, however much support you needed to use. Maybe you step the foot back a little bit, hold onto the chair as you step. Maybe it's one hand or both hands. Find your steadiness, rising all the way up. Balance is just a practice as well, so don't worry if you're not finding it or it's really a struggle. It's like any muscle, any kind of strength, anything we work on really, it takes practice, and you can't get too caught up in how it's feeling at any given time. Just do your best each time to pick that single point of focus. Steady breathing, one more big inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Now we'll do the other side. I'm going to switch my chair, but you can keep your chair right where it is, okay? Foot comes down, other foot comes to kickstand, up, or all the way up, anywhere that you can put some pressure into. Hands come right to center, or one hand comes down, okay? When you're ready, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, take them out wide. Grow the branches of your tree. Pick that single point of focus. Drop into your steadiness. All the practice, but you're rooting down with the foot so that you can expand up with the arms. And again, if it doesn't feel like this is in your practice, you can be right here. 2 more full breaths. Hands slowly come down. We're going to bring them down onto the chair. Start to pivot your leg, sending this leg back, sending this leg long, so the same thing as last time. And this might look for you, again, just right here, really long, focused on that length, steady through the front leg. You might be able to get a little bit of a lift. You might be able to get it in a prayer position, or maybe even send it a little more forward, always aware of your head in space. So thinking about that length and keeping it high enough, but starting to challenge the balance. Arms might go long, pressing out through the heel. Thinking about length. So long through the fingers, long out through the heel. One more full breath, big inhale. Full exhale, gently bring it down. Good, finding a lunge position. So finding your lunge. Using the chair as much as you need to. Your hands here or that leg. Like I said, so much yoga is about length and reaching and just giving your body that chance to expand. That little bit of space in each rib. Big inhale. Exhale, we're going to take this side into warrior 2. So I pivot the back foot down. You can set the hand up however you need to. So we did this 6 times on the other side. We're going to do it 6 times on this side. Do the whole thing from whatever position you need to be. So if you need this front hand grounded, the back hand turns. You think about lifting up as you inhale. Exhale down. And again, if you have both hands, inhale up. Exhale down. You can follow the gaze of your front hand. But if this bothers your neck, just focus on turning back and forth. Inhale up. Exhale down. Just one more. Inhale. Exhale. Dropping into that steadiness. Gazing out over the front fingers. Gently bringing it down. We're going to turn to the side. Coming back into that lunge position one more time. Finding your steadiness here, here, or here. Building up a little bit of that strength. And then supporting yourself, step it forward. Get both legs pretty straight, heels are in line. Now pretty straight doesn't mean we lock out the leg. We want it a little bit soft, but we don't want a big bend. We want it pretty straight. Back leg pointing out at a slight angle. Bring it gently forward. Again, wary of your head in space. Right? But we're thinking about the chest coming down towards the chair while this front leg stays straight, which allows it to open up. Big inhale. Full exhale. One more full breath. Big inhale. Full exhale. Bring it all the way back up. Last thing is bringing it back to tree pose, so the same as we did on the other side. Finding your steadiness wherever you're working. Growing it up. If that suits you today, and then growing out the branches of your tree. Nice and steady. Big inhale. Full exhale. One more breath. Big inhale. Full exhale. Gently coming down with control. Good. Shaking it up. Stepping it back. Finding that little version of down dog again. So just thinking about opening up through the back, but being aware of your head in space. This is more about opening up the chest. Sending the hips back. Full exhale here. Inhale, walk it all the way back up. Exhale, hands come down to your sides. All right, I'm going to bring my chair back to the center. Now for this part, similar as we did for the other part, you can do this seated or on the floor. I'll go over the different versions. It's hard to move back and forth between both, so I'll be sitting in the chair, but you can do this on the floor as well. Okay, so I've got in a strap. Now you can, okay, so I've gotten a strap. Now you can use a tie, a towel, really anything with some length instead of this. So what we're gonna begin with is stretching out both legs. So I'm going to take the strap to both legs and pull it up slightly. This might be down low, depending on your flexibility. This might be up a little higher. If you're down in a seated position, then your legs are extended down, and you pull it over your feet and then pull it back, okay? Thinking about length, I'm gonna reach my chest a little bit forward. So if this is feeling a little too intense or a little too intense on the arms, sit yourself a little bit forward. Bring the heels down, pulling here, and then you lean a little bit forward. You wanna make sure you have a steady chair, obviously, before attempting this. But what we're thinking about is pulling the chest a little bit forward. I'm not rounding through the spine. I'm not dropping my head towards my legs. I'm keeping that length in the spine. And I'm bringing my chest forward. 2 full breaths. Last one. Inhale, bring it all the way back up. Good. Now I'm going to take it to one leg. So if you're on the floor seated, then we're going to bring the leg back in like a tree pose. So imagine my legs sitting on the floor into a tree pose. It's a little bit difficult to do this in chair. So what I'm going to do is just have this leg softly bent down to the side. Same thing though, I'm folding forward, or sometimes it's easier with this one to sit a little further back and fold forward like this, or with the leg out to the side. That's up to you, it depends on how you're feeling, okay? Thinking about the chest lifting forward, breathing some space into this. Big inhale, full exhale, 2 more breaths. gently bring yourself back up. All right. Now what I'm going to do is take my hand, the right hand, to the outside. I'm going to twist myself gently back, so I'm working on a little bit of balance here. Now the tighter I hold this, the more intense this is going to feel. The looser, the gentler it's going to feel. And you can do this again on the floor as well, but this leg would still be up in this position, okay? I'm going to twist myself gently back. Finding length here, hand can come to the chair for support, or I can reach it slightly back. Opening up. Big inhale. Exhale, bringing it back. One more full breath, inhale. Exhale, bringing it back. Inhale forward. Exhale down, other side. So that same thing. I'll turn my chair so you can see it from the side as well. So, finding that length. Leg comes up. Big inhale. Exhale, folding down. And again, if you're on the floor, legs, it's hard to show, but legs would be up in this position. My whole body's on the floor, and I'm folding forward, okay? So folding forward here, but I'm not rounding. My spine is long, and I'm pulling my chest in a bit. So you're feeling this perhaps through the back of the extended leg. Everybody's tight differently. So I've heard people say, oh, I feel this really in my calf, and that's because that person has particularly tight calves. So it's not really about where we're feeling the stretch as much as it is bringing awareness and making sure we're using proper form so that you're not feeling it anywhere you really shouldn't. One of the places you shouldn't feel this is in the lower back, right? We don't want to collapse forward. We want the chest lifted and that sensation of pulling forward. All right, take the left hand to the strap, turning out to the side or twisting back, finding length, maybe reaching back. And the tighter you're holding, again, the more intense the sensation might feel. One more big inhale. Full exhale. Slowly twist yourself back. Gently take the foot down. All right, so the same thing. Let me shift myself back. Whoop, the same thing. Or not the same thing, the same strap. Or towel, or tie, or whatever you have that's nice and long. We're going to grab this, right? Take it about shoulder width apart. Bring it right in front. What I'm gonna do is inhale my arms up. So if you're lacking in this shoulder mobility or you have pain here, you might wanna keep it just really gently forward, right? So you're really just lifting it from here to here. But if you're able to take your hands over your head, we're lifting it up, finding a big inhale, a nice stretch, trying to make sure we still have a neck, so relaxing it down. Exhale, bring it down. And two more breaths. So inhale up, finding your length. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up. Exhale down. Now I'm going to bring it up, or again, you can be here. So if you're here, we're reaching to the side and to the other side. If I bring it up here, I'm going to start reaching to the right. So reaching over to the right, you might feel a lot of openness through the chest. Thinking about your length. Then up. And the other side. So reaching it over, feeling that openness. Big inhale. Exhale. Good, taking it back down. Just one more big reach. So this time give yourself a little more space. See if you can take it back a little further. But again, stopping here if you don't have that shoulder mobility or if you feel any pain. Inhale up, open, open. Exhale all the way down. Good, now you can drop this to the side. Arms are gonna come out just like this. I'm going to take my right arm over my left, just like this. And then I bend them both so that they both, palms are facing out, just like this. Then I'm going to bring my backs of my palms together. I'm going to grab my shoulders, or I can reach all the way around. So it's a little bit twisty. I reach all the way around. Bring it into center. Elbows come up, shoulders come down and wide. And here what I'm thinking about is those elbows lifting up, the shoulders staying down, and breathing into my upper back. So this can feel a little bit closed off sometimes, but what I'm thinking about is breathing space into my upper back, taking time, and keeping the tension out of my shoulders. One more big inhale. Full exhale. And last breath. Big inhale. Full exhale. Good. Gently unwind. Let the shoulders unwind. Other side. So arms come out. This time the left goes over. We pull everything up. I know it's a little tricky, but we pull everything up. The backs of the hands face each other. Back, grabbing onto the shoulders, or all the way around. I'll show what onto the shoulders looks like this time, because then you can see my face a little better. Elbows come up. Shoulders go down and wide. So I'm thinking about that space, and you might need to adjust this slightly. So you're thinking about space, you're breathing space in between your shoulder blades. So that's what we're trying to get to. We're making more space in the upper back. Deep inhales, full exhales. And again. Last breath. Big inhale. Full exhale. Gently let the hands come down, rest by your sides. Circles with the head. So I'm going to take my head in gentle circles, just stretching through the neck, taking your time here. Big circles with the head. That was 2, we'll do 1 more. Chin comes down towards the chest. And then the other way. Around. Last one. Bring it right back to center. We'll do 1 more sunrise breath. Just the thing we started with. So that big inhale up. Exhale, clasping the hands. Inhale, press the heels of the palms up. Exhale, round. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, hands come down by your sides. All right, we're getting ready for that little bit of an end meditation Shavasana. So Shavasana, we're typically lying on the back with our palms up and our legs out to the sides. You can lift yourself up with a bit of a pillow or whatever's comfortable for you if you would like to do a reclined version of this. So just getting your head up over your heart, sitting up like that. I'm going to do this from a seated position. I'm just going to get myself a little more comfortable. So I'm going to lean it slightly back. Legs do whatever's comfortable for you. I particularly like the cross, but you might like them wide, however you like your body to be. Something where you can be a little more comfortable. Palms can face up, hands can be by your sides. Again, it's not that important. It's more important that you're giving yourself a moment to kind of enter a restorative position and let your practice really settle. So I'm going to close my eyes, soften my face. So if you tend to furrow your brow, soften that area. Tongue away from the roof of the mouth, teeth unclenched. Deep inhale. Sighing exhale. Let yourself just settle into your body. Let yourself get a little bit heavier. If at any time you start to experience physical discomfort, you can adjust. But do your best to leave everything that is not in this present moment outside. Now that doesn't mean that thoughts don't come in. But when thoughts come in, we try to let them float by, like clouds in the sky, or like the waters of a river, just traveling on, noticing them but not engaging, not holding or lingering to these thoughts. starting at the top of your head. I want you to think about feeling sensation throughout your body. So we're at that top of the head, feeling sensation through the crown of the head, over the forehead, over the eyebrows, over the eyes, over the cheeks, sensation in the mouth and jaw, sensation in the ears. Each body part I'm saying, you're just feeling sensation. It might be a sense of relaxation, might be a tingling. It's up to you to interpret. Feeling sensation through your neck, over the shoulders, over the chest and upper arms, over the abdomen, over the forearms and hands, over the wrists and fingers. Feeling sensation in the hips, sensation through the thighs, the tops of your thighs and the bottoms. Feeling sensation through the knees, through the calves, through the ankles, tops of your feet, and the soles of your feet. So that now your entire body is feeling alive with sensation. And you begin to become aware of all the air and all the space around you. So all of the space, reaching towards all the walls, the ceiling, the floor, and noticing the floor supporting your body, and your body relying on the floor. Or in the chair, noticing the chair support your body, and your body lying in the chair. Now begin to notice the sounds around you. All sounds is vibration. So noticing little echoes, maybe things outside the room you're in, outside the building or house you're in. All the noises around you, all noises is vibration. So your body is alive with sensation. Your hearing is alive with sensation. All your senses start to tingle with sensation, taking everything in with all your senses. So the smells, the touch of the floor or the chair or the air on your skin, the taste of the air as you breathe. And even though you're not opening the eyes, you can sense, without using your eyes, the space around you. You begin to smell the air around you. Now focusing in on that sense of touch a little more, so moving the fingers, feeling each sensation as you do so, or maybe taking the head side to side. Shoulders side to side, eventually working your way up to a big stretch, something that feels good, intuitive to you. And bringing yourself back up to a seated position. Roll the shoulders up and down your back, long through the crown of your head, so spine reaches up towards the ceiling. Deep, sweet inhale. Grounding exhale, hands float to heart center, and I'll end with a simple namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them down below, and I hope you have a great one.